came to Fargo, North Dakota. This is my first time to play anywhere in North Dakota. It's a good time to come because it was August, great weather, really cool venue. And this soldier comes in that I haven't seen since 2007, and I saw him in Rustamaya, Iraq, when I did an entertainment tour over there, and we were doing a whole bunch of different bases. And we came to this one place called Rustamaya, just outside of Baghdad, outskirts of Baghdad. And I remember that place more than probably any other fob that we went to, because this place was so crazy. It was really small, right in the middle of the city. They called it Mortaritaville because there was mortars coming in constantly. A couple times while we were playing, the mortar come in, and we had to stop the show.
Yeah, and you were up front, and then we had the basketball hoops on the side.
Yeah.
And then you were up front, and then you kind of looked around, and then we had a colonel that kind of moved you to the side a bit.
Yeah.
Stopped. I think you were doing a Leonard Skinner song or something, and then you're back up. And then I was just off.
We just kept playing. And we had known, just keep playing at that point. This just kind of shows, it reassures me and everyone else just how hard these men and women are working, and that, you know, the guys that sign up for this, and girls that volunteer to risk everything, it's important. And stories like this always remind me of that.
This is from me to you. This is right off Rustamaya. My book will be called Sunsets in the East. And I know how much you've given over there on your USO tours and what you've done. And I listened intently. I wish I could remember everything you said that night, but
this was our second tour in Iraq. We took another one, and so we took 3 total and probably visited 20 to 30 fobs each trip, but nothing was like Rustamaya.
No.
That was one of a kind.
It's the most hit base that they've had in Iraq. It's because we were the most secluded. The only way we could get there, obviously, was by helicopter. There is no reprieve for any of those soldiers on that wall in Fob Rustamaya or any other place. Music and an iPod is their escape. So thank you. You know darn well what it meant to have a USO show on a basketball court. You know? And when people say, what's on your bucket list over there? We put grass. You know, and not to have wind with our sand. So to have you guys show up, you guys were totally a gift. They always say to say thank you to all of the musicians I see, because you guys are their world. You really are. So thanks, guys.
That's the least we could do.
Thank you. Pleasure's out.
Thank you.
Bless her.
Jeez.
Wow. Sorry for all that, did
You never know when it's just gonna fall in your lap like that.
Yeah. There it is. What a guy.
Radio up, windows down, cruising the outskirts of town. This old Mustang is born to fly and never quit. So that's what I do with it. I'm thankful for days like today. Summer breeze takes my worries away. This day's made to live it up and breathe it in. So that's what I do with it.
We get into this grind of playing music and recording music and writing music. It always kind of comes back full circle for me when I hear someone say how music was impactful to them in certain situations in life, whether it's a hard situation or a happy situation, maybe a sad situation. But music's always there in all of that. And as musicians, I always try to remember and remind my guys that, you know, we're ambassadors of this, and it's a big responsibility, and I want to keep it that way. I like that it's a big responsibility. I like to take it seriously in a lot of ways. As fun as we have on the road, I like to remember that we're also spreading a message of music that's getting somebody through something they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Made it through, I'm okay. I'm better for my scars. Life's a wheel, let it roll. I'm someone to know I survived for a chance to swing for the fence. So when the pitch comes rolling in, that's what I do and did.
Could sound check without bombs going off, and when we started playing, they could hear us, you know, and so they would just send in mortars, and we would stop halfway. The alarm would go off, incoming. We would all go into the bunker for a while and come back out and play. That night we left there. It was our first night flight in a Black Hawk. And what he was saying, when we started taking off, the incoming started coming. Small arms started shooting in, and so they were pushing us into the helicopter like, get out of here. So we jumped in the helicopter because they were just getting off fast, like before we could even buckle up. They were just like, we're going. So we started getting up, and they were shooting these little small arms, and we got out, and we're just in la la land the whole time. We don't really know what's real and what's fake and it just all seems surreal to us that we're in a war. Then, just like a mile down, going over Baghdad, and Rustamiyeh is just a suburb of Baghdad, basically. So we're over Baghdad going to the other side where our base was. We were staying that night. And all of a sudden, I'm holding my bag like this because I didn't have time to put it up. So I'm just holding it. All of a sudden, altitude just drops, and my bag goes straight to the ceiling. And my guitar player and my drummer here, their bags go to the ceiling. We grabbed them like this, and then the whole aircraft turns sideways. And we're pulling, and he starts going, pulling this way. We're like, oh my God. We straighten out, and then all of a sudden the flares release, and then all of a sudden the lights of Baghdad go away, and it's a desert. You can tell he just said, screw it, I'm out. And they just went to the desert. And what was supposed to be just a 10-minute flight ended up being like a 45-minute all the way around the desert back home.
God bless that pilot.
Oh my.
Saved your life. Jeez.
But then we heard later, guys going, oh, that happens all the time. Pilots are just used to it. It's just what they do. That's Black Hawk pilots.